Hi friends, welcome to the Human Survival Podcast. I'm Shelby Mertes. This show is part of the Human Survival Project, a global grassroots organization helping citizens around the world to push for transformation of the United Nations system. We want humanity to have the tools to protect itself from global catastrophic threats. And solving global threats requires strong global systems. This Human Survival Podcast is not just a show. This is part of a campaign to make concrete changes to how the world operates. This has to happen if humanity is going to survive and thrive. We live in a busy, crowded, and interconnected world. Our human population has exploded in just a couple hundred years, and we have not yet learned how to manage ourselves. We're facing several existential threats. And if we're not careful, we could have everything fall apart on us pretty soon. There's climate change, which is happening now and could disrupt everything. We're quickly destroying nature. We're now in the world's sixth mass extinction, where species are going extinct faster than any time in the last 65 million years, when the dinosaurs died off. We're facing more disease pandemics, and the risk is growing because we're destroying nature and the climate. COVID-19 might be practice for worse pandemics in the future. We need to learn how to manage refugees and migration of people. Because of climate change, in the next 50 years, we might have 2 billion people around the world in places where it's too hot for humans to live. They'll have to move or die. That's 2 billion people with a B, which is 25 times our current number of refugees in the world. Our increasingly global economy does enormous damage to nature and the climate. And the economy is not set up to get resources to where we need them to solve these existential threats. Basically, trillions of dollars are going into things we don't really need, while big existential threats get ignored. Warfare is still around, and obviously still a problem. And nuclear weapons especially have not been solved and could literally blow us all up. Accidents happen. And if these threats are not enough, new technologies are being invented, like artificial intelligence and synthetic biology, which could be wonderful, but if they're not managed well, could be insanely dangerous. On this show, we deal with these issues in a global way. These are all global problems, and they need global solutions, because no one country alone can solve these things. So we talk on this show about how to transform the United Nations and other global systems. And we also talk about what individuals can do to help, and how we can rally citizens around the world to push for these changes we need. I know it could feel scary and depressing as we talk about these big, serious issues, but it's not all doom and gloom here. We have to keep our spirits up. To inspire this work, we have to remember that the human race is beautiful and worth saving. Doing the work of solving our catastrophic threats is also a celebration of humanity. And trust me, there are lots of good solutions that have not been tried yet. On this show, we'll often learn about these solutions as I interview some of the smartest people in the world. And sometimes you'll just hear from me, sharing what's on my mind as I do this work to protect humanity. This show and this grassroots campaign are bold, super ambitious, and absolutely necessary. We understand this goal is extraordinary, but the threats we face are extraordinarily dangerous, and without a stronger United Nations, humanity will fail. Many people will consider us naive for suggesting such enormous changes to how the world operates. But we believe the status quo is naive. It's naive to think humanity can continue the course it's on without catastrophic outcomes. We think that if people around the world start to clearly understand the risks we face, they'll be ready for big solutions. So that's what we're up to here. We hope you'll join us on this journey. Listen to some episodes and let's learn and do some good work together. Thanks for listening.